behind me, the Howard Johnson Motel, being my home for the last 2 nights. And I definitely needed that break. So I did a Nero and a Zero here in Daleville. I'm resupplied. I got good fuel for cooking. I got good food, good snacks. My next stop is in 57 miles, and that will be Glasgow, Virginia. And then from there I will be pushing north to Waynesboro, Virginia. Waynesboro, Virginia is around 134 miles from here. So that's my next 2 stops over, we'll see if across the road. It's a Sunday morning and this road has been really busy, but not today. At this time anyhow, which is good. The trail is right ahead of me. In fact, you can see here, actually the highway, but it's Sunday morning early, 6 o'clock, nobody out here. There's a hiker sign, people crossing the road sign, a warning sign, and the trail as it goes back from basically civilization and takes us back into the mountains and the wilderness and so on. It's been a great stay, and my hotel was fine and reasonably priced for what I got. Good breakfasts, so I cannot complain about that at all. I will leave a positive comment about the Hojo or the Howard Johnson because it has a lot of negatives, but I will be leaving a positive. Okay, I'm easy to please though, I think. Okay, you know what guys, today is day number 60 on the Appalachian Trail. I did order a couple of items from Amazon.com, and they will be delivered to me, or delivered to the Stanimals hostel in Waynesboro, but I won't be there for 137 miles yet, so I don't know, 8 or 9 days maybe before I get there. Still feeling weak, although maybe a little bit better. It's hard to say. I needed the rest more than anything, I think. But I have been feeling under the weather ever since I was at that damn convenience store, Kawaba, whatever it's called. Had that burger. That was last week now. I don't know if I picked up some norovirus. Somebody's tenting area right there. That's perfect. Inexpensive and right at the edge of town. Okay. I believe it's the 24th of April, but I have to check. Could be later than that. I think it is the 24th. I know it's day 60 for us on trail, so let's just get to it. Good morning everybody, Jasper here, and welcome to my northbound through hike attempt of the Appalachian Trail 2022. Let's get to it. Good morning. So far the morning is progressing well. Quite warm out ever since I left. Got on trail this morning around 6:30. I'd been in shorts and t-shirt. And you know what? I am delighted. Oh sure, it's going to get hot. And I'm sweating now, and I get it. But you know what? For me personally, I'd much rather sweat and be warm than the cold. This to me is the beginning of my best time as far as the temperatures are concerned. Secondly, about half a mile up the trail, it would be the first shelter of the day. There's water there too. So I think I'll take a break there, and that'll be 5 miles in so far for the day. Somewhere around, I think 8:30, quarter to 9 right now. Something like, I don't know, something like that. 8:30 maybe. So I'll take a break there. And I picked up some Cliff Boosters. And these are like a kind of a paste, if you will. They have different flavors, vanilla and everything else. But the ones I bought 5, and I got all espresso. And these are designed to give you energy. I think it's a big caffeine hit, but I don't know what it is exactly. Other things, maybe some B vitamins in there, B12 maybe. So I'm going to try one of those and see how that, or see if that makes any difference to how I actually feel as far as energy is concerned. But you know what? I'm not feeling too bad. I'm feeling better than I was. That's for sure. I think, as I said earlier, maybe the rest helped me. So I'm going to have to make sure that I schedule zeros in more frequently, because obviously I hadn't been doing enough of that. I'm sure it takes time, costs money, but you can be thrifty. You don't have to, you know, stay in a 5-star hotel. There are hostels, and that's exactly where I like to stay anyhow. So hotels are nice. The one I had, the Howard Johnson, was good, and it was cheap because I had a free night, and the nightly rate was pretty reasonable anyhow. So, and it came with a good breakfast. The breakfast would have cost me $10 each morning right there. So overall it was pretty good. I think it cost me about $30 US to stay there for the 2 nights, once you take into account the breakfast and stuff. So that was great. Look at the trail behind me, sunlight on it. Beautiful forest trail. We're starting to get some leaves up here now on these maples, I think. Anyhow, okay, let's head to the shelter, take the pack off, take a little sit-down break. Let's, you know, kind of progress as we, or start out today as we mean to kind of continue with our push north, and taking just a little bit more break here and there, and just being a little bit more of aware of my body needs, I think. Okay. All right. So just arriving at the first shelter of the day. I see the picnic table, privy over to the left. Tenting spots, one right there. So this will give us 5 miles so far for the day. Still early in the day. Lots of time. But I'm going to take advantage of the facilities. Top of my water. Use the privy maybe. And take a little break. And then carry on at my just steady basic pace. Yeah. That's exactly what I'm going to do. Nobody home. And this one is called Full Heart Knob. Okay. It's somewhere around 12:30ish, around lunchtime, and I'll be stopping for lunch soon. But the trail today is kind of through, you're never actually going flat today. It's rolling hills, so you have climbs, but they're not monsters. You have descents. They're not monsters either. It's just kind of steady rolling hills. You can see all the greenery now coming on the trees. Spring is definitely here. It has sprung. Maybe a little bit more than a mile, about a mile from here is another shelter, and I am planning on stopping there for lunch. Let's say that's around 1 o'clock-ish. That will give me a little over 11 miles in so far for the day. What I'm looking at today is, there's a lookout. I can't remember the name, something knob. But the comments say There's a few really nice kind of wild camp spots around it, or just before it. So I'm thinking something like that would work well for me today. And I think, I have to confirm it, but I think if I do that, it will give me a 16.1 mile day, which again, it's right in the middle of my kind of perfect zone. Weather, sunshine, blue sky, quite hot now. Definitely in the 80s, as the weatherman said it would be. Wow. Saw some beautiful deer this morning. The thing about the Appalachian Trail, you miss so much because your eyes are constantly just in front of you on the trail, because it tends to be very challenging. You have to really watch where you put your step. But anyhow, so it's a little bit of an update around midday. I think for lunch today, I've got some whole wheat English muffins, and I have I think two of the Star-Kissed chicken salad pouches. So I think I'll use one of those. I believe there's water at the shelter. If that's the case, I'll probably make myself a coffee too. Not going to rush, especially as the weather gets harder and harder, which it will as we kind of push north into the mid-Atlantic kind of states. The humidity and the heat will build, that's for sure. Okay, a little bit of an update. We're going to keep going, and I'm going to talk to you when I get to the shelter at lunchtime. We just enjoy the morning. Beautiful little kind of rushing brook to get my lunch water from, and just kind of wash the sweat off my face. The shelter, or the next shelter for lunch, is, it says shelter 0.7 along this trail right here. Here's the blaze, and we are going to climb 0.7 of a mile to the shelter. We have coffee water, we have lunch water, and we have a top up of our electrolyte water. We are doing fine. We'll see you soon. So having realized I went past my last water source, I must have missed one because I thought there was one more yet to come, but there was not. So I am now forced by default to go the extra couple of miles to the shelter, to Bobbitt's or Bobby's or something like that, where there is water, and I will camp there then. That will give me a little over 18, maybe 18.3 or 18.5 miles for the day. So that shelter is about 6 miles from here. So it looks like I will get there around, depending on terrain, climbs and so on, somewhere around 5:30ish. So that's fine. I've got sufficient water in my electrolyte water bottle to get me through to camp. And I spoke to some gentlemen earlier this morning about that particular camp, and they said that there was water there. So a little bit of a change of the plan, and that's really because I should have got the app out at the last water source just to confirm there was indeed one more. So instead of doing a 16-mile day, it's pushing me into the 18s by default of water. And you know what? I'm feeling okay. I'm feeling strong. So the 18 less miles I've got to do to Glasgow. I started off at 57 this morning, miles to Glasgow. If I do 18 today, that's going to leave me 39 miles in the morning as I continue north. So that's okay too, and tomorrow's Monday, and just makes it easier for my arrival on Wednesday. Okay, a little bit of an update. Let's take a look at the trail here. It's really quite nice between the rhododendrons, the sun shining, blue skies, 85, 87 degrees Fahrenheit. Sweating, of course. We've been doing some climbs, very similar to earlier in the day, rolling trail. up and down, nothing major on the downs, nothing major on the ups, really. Just solid climbs, but then again, solid descents too. I did stop and have lunch, and I had chicken salad on a whole wheat English muffin, coffee, and oatmeal cookies. So that's what I had for lunch today. For dinner, I'm guessing a ramen bomb, but you know what? Don't know. Let's see how the day progresses. Still got all but 6 miles to do to camp, so we've still got a ways to go, but it's not bad. And again, I'm feeling okay, somewhere around 2:30-ish, so about 5:30-ish, as I say, should make camp. So let's just get to it, shall we? The crossing just behind me where the trail crosses the Blue Ridge Parkway, which is absolutely stunningly beautiful, by the way. But anyhow, there was trail magic, which was bottled water, jugs of water, bottles, waters of water. I could fill up my water supply and still leave plenty for the hikers behind me, which I did. So thank you so much to those trail angels. I did leave a comment thanking them on the app for that location, thanking them for the bottles of water, because that really did make a big difference. So now, at this point here, I'm 16.2 miles in for the day, which, you know what, that is just fine for me. I'm about 2.3 miles to the shelter, which is fine too. But if I find a nice little wild camp spot now along the way, then I'm going to make that home for the night. Now I have water, I'm good. Time is about 4:30. So that works out really well. Either way, going to the shelter or a nice stealth spot down the trail. Okay, the trail right now is gorgeous. Look, right now underfoot terrain, which has been a lot of Virginia has been a good terrain. Well, we've had rocks and a lot of rocks, but we've had some really nice terrain too in Virginia. I think that's what, more than anything, helps you log miles in Virginia, because there are hills, mountains to climb in Virginia for sure. It's not flat, but it is easier going underfoot overall than, say, Georgia or North Carolina. And we're doing fine with our mileage. Really, we are. There's a lot of people out there that are going much faster than me, but there's a lot of people out there that are going much slower than me, and we're doing just fine. And of course, we're videoing this absolutely gorgeous experience, this trail, this whole adventure. I'm so looking forward already. Today starts is first day of month number 3. So this is going to be my kind of halfway month. But anyhow, I'm so looking forward, is what I was going to say, to when I eventually get home and back into my studio and start creating and editing. I'm so looking forward to that. And uploading the videos of this adventure. Anyhow, time is getting on. And we better get going. Right on 17 miles, I found a beautiful little wild camp spot right down there. That is perfect for me. Great little spot. I got my pack here, my poles right there, so I've got a tree to sit at as a backrest. I also have another one here. I've got a couple of rocks. I won't use this probably. I don't see myself using it, but I have a fire pit ring right here. Does a wild camp spot get any better on the Appalachian Trail? Sure. Right next to a babbling brook is always wonderful, and on soft grass is always wonderful. This is just fine. I'm going to clean this up nicely. A little rocky, but you know what? Once I put my Tyvek down, that'll protect my tent and my AirPod, and everything will be fine. Yeah, I'm happy with it, and I think we'll make this home. Let's get set up. Okay, little change of plan. I looked really closely at that spot, and I liked it, and it would have probably been fine. But those rocks, little rocks, some of them quite sharp, and I'm sure my Tyvek would have withstood that. However, no point taking the chance when I'm so close to a shelter area that probably has better tenting. Also, there may very well be, and much more to my liking, a little better kind of wild campsite further down this trail between here and the shelter. So that's what we're going to look for. We're just going to look and see between here and the shelter if we find anything better. If we don't, then, you know, we'll tent at the shelter area. But we might find something better. So let's go see. Okay, an update, and time is getting on here in the day. I arrived at the shelter. The shelter was a six-person tent, shelter, and there was 5 people in there, but well spread out, taking a lot of space. In all truthfulness, just being very greedy. Not one of them offered to move over and make space for me to get in. The tenting area had one site, and there was a tent on that site. Everything else was absolutely atrocious. Worst, it's called Bobbits or Boblets shelter, and it's about 18.5 miles north of Daleville in Virginia, and it's the worst, by far the worst shelter on the old Appalachian Trail that I have seen so far. So I like to leave. I didn't walk more than 15 minutes, and I found a beautiful little stealth spot. Nice wild camp, fire pit, much better spot, location, flat, nice, softer. And you know what? I am going to make this home for the night. The trail is across the way, right over, somewhere in there. And that's where it goes in the morning. And that's where I will go in the morning. It looks like we're going to start a climb right out of the gate. That's fine. So yeah. Oh, and there's some signs here. But anyhow, that's where the trail goes in the morning. It goes up those steps and it carries on up climbing. And then there's a sign here that says, please tread lightly. I think this area here is used by 4x4s. Look. Yeah, I think it is. Anyhow, this is the spot what we've picked for the night. And I think it will do just fine. I'm going to set up my bunk, have my dinner because I am hungry, make some coffee because I want my coffee. And then I'm just going to settle down, and tomorrow will come bright and early, and we've done, well, it must be nearly 19 miles today. So a big day today for me. Wow. Talk to you later.